second to die tied to Springfield Correctional Facility in the past 3 weeks, the fifth person in state custody this calendar year. Local 22's Sam Israel spoke to the commissioner of the Vermont Department of Corrections. He joins us now live tonight from South Burlington. Sam?
Well, Lauren, no inmates at the Chittenden Regional Correction Facility have died this year. That being said, there have been 5 inmates that have died this year in Vermont at 3 other facilities, and the commissioner of the Vermont Department of Corrections called these deaths a tragedy. David Goldstein, an inmate from the Southern State Correctional Facility, died on Monday evening in the hospital.
Obviously, this is deeply concerning, not only this incident, but the fact that it's the fifth death in DOC facility this year.
3 inmates have died at the South Correctional Facility so far this year. 5 inmates statewide, 2 by apparent suicide. The ACLU believes the pandemic impacted the mental health of inmates.
I mean, it's been devastating. People in custody in Vermont prisons and in prisons around the country are spending much longer periods of time in isolation, in lockdown, and it just clearly and obviously has a devastating impact on their mental health.
The Corrections Commissioner says Vermont prisons are experiencing staffing shortages. There is 20% vacancy of security staff. David Goldstein served his minimum sentence 3 years ago. He was still behind bars because the Department of Corrections said there wasn't adequate housing available.
That is a major problem, and it's a problem that impacts dozens of people in DOC custody who are being held past their minimum sentence only because the Department of Corrections has determined that they don't have adequate housing.
But the commissioner said there were other factors at play.
Depending on the charges that a person experienced, depending on what community supports are needed for an individual on release to ensure that they're in a really positive situation in our community and can live kind of in harmony with what we need them to do in the population.
And the Vermont State Police are continuing to investigate the death of David Goldstein, and a major through the Vermont State Police told me that he doesn't see a pattern with these deaths. Live from South Burlington, Sam Israel, Local 22 News.